Hey, Mailbag 53-ish. This one's going to be pretty skimpy since I've been cutting back on purchases lately. Let's see. What do we have in here? Let me check for labels. Nope, doesn't look like they have anything on these. Another one. Another one. And that's it. I think I can find another package somewhere, but let's go over this one first. No lies were on the outside of that. Let's see what we got in here. Of course, I cut into the packages. Oh, okay. I hadn't planned on starting with this one. So, I'm going to go take a look at some of these ones. This seems more promising. I want to start with the little things first. Yes. LEDs. We have, there we go, green. These are all 3mm. Red. Pink. And purple, which they also called UV. So, what I need these for is I had very little 3mm ones. Lots of everything else, but not of the 3mm. So, got one of these, of course. Very handy. Let's see what it's like on this. This is the, guess I should have looked at it before I opened it. Purple, which they also said is UV. Just going to grab a test strip. So here I have a UV test strip. Let's see. It's UVA. Yep. So it is a UVA, which means it's probably in the 395 nanometers. So, excellent. Now let's see what these ones look like. And this is the green. And obviously, since these are clear, I don't want to start mixing these up, otherwise I'll have to check each one. Okay, so put it in on 20. Oh, those are bright. I'll put in the corner there the table for these. It lists the green as the brightest one there at 7,000 to 9,000 MCDs for luminance. And this would have a wavelength of 520 to 525. How accurate it is, I don't know. Let's just take another one and we'll stick it down here. Okay, it gets swamped. But you know, between the higher current and the lower current, I can barely see a difference. And that's why on a lot of the circuits I do, I try to reduce the amount of current draw. Now, let's take a look at these ones. The red. Grab a couple out of here. And then all of these are, they call it, water clear case. So, there we go. I can actually see, a fair amount of difference on these two, though. This is significantly brighter than that one. But still quite nice. And last was the pink one. Or ones. I got 100 of each of these. The green was 248 per 100. Red was 249. Pink is 269. And the UV one was $275. So we got them set up. There we go. Looking straight on these, I can tell very little difference in the brightness between down here at 2 milliamps and that at 20 milliamps. So these are going into my world domination project, which is basically a globe that shows where I've been. So let's get to this one. I'm keeping the disaster one till the end. Along the way of LEDs, I picked up 2 more of these. I currently have a couple of these. They're just really handy charge cables. Both of them are USB-A to C. Since that seems to be the way everything's going, let me just grab a power bank. You know, you'd have a hard time forgetting these in a hotel room. Okay, let me just turn off some lights. There we go. I have another one that I bought a while ago. Let me just go grab it. This one here, I picked up a while ago, and it is super bright. Nice thing is I have these set up for like in my kitchen and charging things away, and you walk out at nighttime and you don't need to turn the lights on. Now, let me just turn the lights back on. Picked up one of these testers a while back. And let's see what we have here for connections. If this green one here lights up, then all the wires are connected. Now, these are just straight charge ones. To give you an idea though, let's just check this one also. Since they're identical, or look identical, it's probably the same. Oh yeah. With this thing you actually have to disconnect it. Okay, charge only, which is a bit disappointing. I'll put who I got it from there. I'll have to check to see if it's actually listed as having everything. Okay, so here's the other one I bought a while back. And there's the other end. It's completely connected. So it does data and charge. These ones here are charge only. And I paid a whopping $2.82 a piece for these ones. So good to have in your hotel room. You can charge away. But that does mean if you're connecting up to other stuff, you're going to need another cable. I really didn't read the listing too well for this one. It is 12 volt DC to AC converter. Kind of. Well, it does do that, or it says it does do that. But unfortunately, it's not doing it at a usable frequency for what I wanted. I really didn't look close enough. In the product sheet, which is over there, excuse me, it says by setting the jumpers in here, I believe, you can have 100, 200, 220, 280 volt AC. The catch is it's not at 50 or 60 hertz. It's at 37 kilohertz. It's quite clear in the description. I just didn't look hard enough. So you're not going to be using this for powering too many things. On their data sheet, they say use this one here. This is the high power or high frequency AC output. Actually, they recommend using this most of the time. But for this, you can hook up tungsten light bulbs, heating elements, other resistive loads. And they do stress this one, resistive. This one here, they've got it listed, and I'll put up over there all the things it can be used for. This is DC, high voltage. I assume they mean like 100 if you have this one set at 100. High voltage. My mind just stopped. Okay. But unfiltered. So it could also be used for whatever they've said there. But again, they strictly state, do not use for fans, motors, or other inductive loads. I'll probably just do a video later on this thing, see what it can be used for, but it wasn't what I was thinking when I bought it. So that's pretty well it. I'm just going to hook up a bunch of the LEDs at the same time. So here's all 4 LEDs lit up side by side. It's probably getting swamped, but they're quite nice. If anybody else got one of these, and do they have it where horrible connection there? Please leave a comment. Maybe I just got one that was in poor shape. Because, well, maybe call it a jitter thing. But that's it for this one. A few little trinkets which don't have the data on them, and some LEDs. Bonus material I forgot to include earlier. For the 3mm round super bright light, you can read all of that. They contain quantity 1,000 computers. I guess that's per LED. Wow, sweet. I think somebody made a typo on this one. Have a good day. Bye.